Alright everybody, we are back with an all-new deck. Today we're going to be playing Jeskai Blink. If you've been paying attention, this just took down RC Houston yesterday. So in the board we've got 4 Ragavan for a lot of aggression. We've got 1 Lightning Bolt for removal, 4 Consign to Memory, which works against a lot of the opponent's stuff, but also works with some of what we're doing. We can consign to memory a Phlage trigger. We can consign to memory the Quantum Riddler Warp Away trigger. We can exile something of our opponents with Phelia and consign to memory the trigger that would return it. If we wanted to, we could evoke in a Solitude and then consign to memory the evoke trigger. Consign to memory doing a lot in this matchup. Ephemerate's here for the Quantum Riddler and the Solitude. Phelia, Blink, Solitude, Quantum Riddler. It's even great at blinking things like Teferi and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Speaking of which, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, just a good mid-rangey card, gives us a 2/2 that makes treasures, lets us discard and draw, and then on the flip side, lets us copy non-legendary creatures, which in this deck isn't a lot. We copy the Solitudes, we copy the Quantum Riddlers, we copy the Goblin Shaman tokens, and if you get both of these out, you can actually have the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki's copy each other over and over again in your opponent's instep and have a bunch of 2/2s to swing with during the following turn. Teferi for some more interaction with the opponent, stops a lot of these control decks. Phlage, just all-star right now. 3 mana 6/6, ETB, deal 3, gain 3, and then does the same thing on attack. Pretty easy to set it up in this deck, and because we have no other graveyard things going on, Phlage is pretty free to use our graveyard as it sees fit. A little bit more removal in the board. We've got 1 March of Otherworldly Light to exile things during our opponent's turn, 3 Prismatic Ending to exile whatever we need to, and then 1 Wrath of the Skies on the main board to deal with things like Affinity and Boros Energy. Land base is pretty simple. To Arena of Glory for Arid Mesa, Elegant Parlor for Flooded Strand, Hallowed Fountain, Island, Meticulous Archive, Mountain, 2 Plains, Sacred Foundry for 3 Scalding Tarn, 1 Steam Vents, and 1 Thundering Falls. In the sideboard, we've got Obsidian Charmaw for the Tron matchups. We've got Subtlety for certain creature-based matchups, Mystical Dispute for the blue decks, Force of Negation for interacting on our opponent's turn against things like Belcher. We've got Celestial Purge for the red decks. 2 more Wrath of the Skies on the sideboard to deal again with those really go wide and low to the ground decks like Boros Energy and Affinity. And then Surgical Extraction and Ghost Vacuum for the Graveyard Hate. Alright, that'll be it for this. Let's see how we do in the league. Alright everybody, and we're back. We are in match 1 on the play. Hand's a little slow, but I think we'll keep it. Ooh, the opponent, Merfolk God, is mulliganing to 5. So maybe we'll be rewarded for our slow start. And starts with a Gemstone Cavern, so functionally going down to 3 cards in hand. Make them think around Boros Energy. Not anymore. Alright, opponent, it's all you. Let's see, we're playing against something with Gemstone Caverns. Okay, Storm. Let's see how they try to go off with 2 cards in hand. They'll do it to you, too. Okay, there's a Ren's Resolve. Keep a good look on what they have in exile. Okay, we'll just grab a Meticulous Archive here. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. So if we Fable next turn, we actually get to Phlage the following turn, which I think is a pretty good position to be in. Yeah, we'll leave it on top. Alright, let's see if the opponent storms off and kills us next turn. It can be really scary playing against Storm sometimes, because they'll just win out of nowhere. They'll have one card in hand, and if they chain it well enough, they'll just get there. Oh, and here they go. They're just flipping the Row to kill this. And then now they're just left with a Scalding Tarn in exile. Okay. Oh, and actually I'd miscounted on the Phlage. We're not going to be able to Phlage this turn. But what we might be able to do is dash Ragavan, hit the Rel, get rid of the Ruby with March. And yeah, I think that'll probably be good enough. Oh, I forgot we don't get the treasure token off of Ragavan. That's still probably just fine by me, though. So they have no cards in hand, no cards in exile that they can cast. They are really just relying off the top of their deck, and land isn't going to give it to them. So Phlage, 1, 2, 3, 4. We fetch to get the 5th into the graveyard. Or we can just play it safe and march. We will just play it as safe as possible. If we do this, I'm not sure how they take it back. Well, they got something here. Oh, Glimpse the Impossible, okay. And they find Ruby Ritual. Okay, pretty good top deck for them, admittedly. Let's go ahead and grab our last Surveil land. Hey, another Phlage, okay. Okay, so we get a pretty big turn here. White. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're probably blocked the Ragavan here, but I don't think we care all that much. I'm pretty sure we can just take it next turn. And I find it doubtful that they'll be able to storm off and be able to win next turn. Especially with us still all the way up at 20 life. Okay, there we go. That's game 1. Okay, so sideboard. We will Celestial Purge, we will Surgical Extraction, we'll Force of Negation and Subtleties. Subtlety isn't like the best against them, but it buys us some of the time that we need against them. Goodbye Fables. Truthfully, Phlage isn't even that important in this matchup. I guess it can still be better than Subtlety. Wrath of the Skies doesn't seem like it'll be too important. Consign to Memory isn't the best against them, but it still does something. I think we're actually just going in without the Subtlety, so just one Celestial Purge, one Surgical Extraction, one Force of Negation, dropping the 2 Fables and a Wrath of the Skies. That was rough for our opponent too. They did have to mulligan down to 5. And we will take this. Alright, opponent mulligan to 6. Go ahead and grab a Sacred Foundry and drop the Ragavan. Opponent's probably going to play one of their mana reducers this turn. Oh no, wow, Ragavan's gone. Okay, I guess next turn we can Phelia. Or at the end of the opponent's turn we can Phelia, and the next turn Quantum Riddler. And I've got Solitude in case they play a Ral. Okay, it's a Ruby Medallion. Okay, and there's a Reckless Impulse. Let's get their exile pile back up. Okay, another Ruby Medallion, Pyretic Ritual. Let's go ahead and flash in the Phelia. Warp in the Quantum Riddler. Okay, Force of Negation's nice. We need another blue card in hand, though. Attack with Phelia, blink our Quantum Riddler. Blue card? Okay. Well, if we get desperate to try to find a blue card, we can always Ephemerate the Quantum Riddler. Okay, Prismatic Ending. Truthfully, not the end of the world. Our Phelia did its use. It blinked the Quantum Riddler. That's what we needed. Okay, the opponent's only got one card in hand again. They're trying to play a control game. Ooh, Ragavan. Do we want a Ragavan? It goes into our graveyard. We're going to get them eventually. I think we just need to control them out for a few more turns. So at this point we can hardcast Force of Negation, we can Solitude Ephemerate to get rid of a Ral. We have plenty of options here. Again, we can probably just take it a little slower here. That actually was the thing we wanted to force a negation, not the end of the world. Okay, so now... yeah, we're gonna Solitude the rail. You know what? We will actually save the... no, we won't. Because we got to cast the Force Negation on the Reckless Impulse. Okay, and then it's whatever the opponent does from here. We could have saved our Solitude there if we would have countered the first Impulse effect that they used. Okay, not gonna say no to an Arena of Glory. So let's keep that Arena of Glory hidden. Pay 2 life, no. Go ahead and Phlage our opponent. And if they don't get us next turn, we should get them during the following turn. Alright, opponent, what you got? We are shields down over here. Okay, holy, they're doing it. Urabrask is interesting. Okay, and the opponent sees it there. Alright, that is match 1. Alright, everybody, and we are back with the next round. We're on the play, and we're going to keep our 7. Let's see what the opponent's got going. Alright, we're just going to lead off on Thundering Falls. Yeah, depending on the deck, that could be pretty useful. Gotta say, pretty solid opening hand. I think we plains next turn Phelia, and then we have all kinds of different options for turn 3, depending on what our opponent's playing. Oh, and it looks like Titan. Okay. A bit scary. And just pass to them, we'll Phelia in their instep. And there's the Spelunking, so we'll actually probably Prismatic Ending during our next turn. Oh, but they didn't put another land in, okay. So they're hurting on lands. At least that's what I would be led to believe. Yeah, I do think we get rid of the Spelunking here. And no reason to attack either. Because we don't want to blink the Arboreal Grazer in case they just forgot to put land into play. Okay, second Spelunking. Okay, and they have a land this time. Oh, they don't do anything there. Okay, so they've got a Boseiju in hand. Couldn't imagine what for. So we could Teferi bounce the Spelunking, but that just lets them draw another card. Fable can hopefully dig us into an answer, but I feel like they might just have game on us next turn. Quantum Riddler could draw us into something. It's tough. Let's... trust our gut and go for the Teferi. So I think Teferi bounce Spelunking. Sure, they get to draw another card, but they probably won't win next turn. That's probably what we're going to be doing throughout this game, is just trying to push them off of winning further and further. And then we'll blink our own Teferi, so that way we get all of its loyalty back on it, and then we can bounce something else again next turn. Plus our Phelia will be bigger than what they can handle next turn. They've still got 4 mana though. So they use 3 of it on Spelunking. 3rd Simic Growth Chamber, okay. And they've still got a land drop per turn. They're going to be a mana shy of being able to cast a Titan. Oh, are they going for ice? A Boreal Grazer. Okay, so they've got the Titan in hand. And then they shouldn't be able to win right now with just the Spelunking. You go for another Titan? They might be able to just beat us down here. Okay, they go for the Aftermath Analyst. Have enough to activate Aftermath Analyst. They have a ton of mana, but what are they going to do with it? They've got 6 cards in hand. I imagine they have a lot to do with it. So they return the Lotus Fields. Sack the rest of their lands. I've got 12 mana. Okay, there's a Cultivator Colossus. I'm trying to think about what we can do on our turn. So we could use Teferi, bounce something. Attack with Phelia, flicker the Teferi. Oh, there's a Shifting Woodland. Okay, so now they can infinitely get back whatever they want from the graveyard. I need to see a Mirror Pull for it to actually go infinite. Yeah, they can just bounce the Teleri West back to hand, transmute it for Mirror Pull, put in Mirror Pull, and then they go infinite with Aftermath Analyst, make infinite Titans. They've got it. I'm not going to slow roll them here and make them run out of time. Alright, let's see what we can do about this. 4 Obsidian Charmaw, 1 Surgical Extraction, 1 Ghost Vacuum. We'll stop the infinites. I'll say all of these do something against them at least. Bear's not exactly the all-star in this matchup. these put in a good amount of work. Obsidian Charmaw does a bit in this matchup, but not as much as what you really want it to do. Yeah, maybe we don't do the Obsidian Charmaws. So we go Surgical Extraction, Ghost Vacuum to stop the Aftermath Analyst loops, Subtlety for Titan, Force of Negation for anything like Spelunking or Amulet. And yeah, I think we're just supposed to run it like this. Alright, on the play. Opening hand is... okay, not great, but I think I'm gonna run with it. See, the opponent's debating their mulligan. We get a few good draws here, considering we have the Phelia. However, a lot of those draws we did sideboard out. Okay, there's an Amulet. Grab Meticulous Archive, see if we can find a Prismatic or something for it. That would have been better a turn earlier. Ooh, just about played Arena of Glory. That's not going to be playable right now. Let's grab white, red, Sacred Foundry. Guess we didn't have to do it yet. It's not like the opponent's packing a ton of removal. They've got the Amulet of Vigor. It'd take a pretty specific hand for them to win this turn. You're going for Spelunking? Oh goodness, and Spelunking? Yeah. Okay, we need something pretty crazy, like right now. Consign to Memory is not him. Okay, well, we can stop the Aftermath Analyst loops. We can Subtlety if we need to. Not really a reason to, but we'll blink the Amulet. Oh, actually, we could consign our own trigger with the Phelia to keep the Amulet gone. And I think we'll actually do that. Means we're not stopping any of their triggers next turn, but they only have functionally 3 mana. Which it'll probably be a little higher with the Spelunking. Which means if they don't go off this turn... Oh, stock up. Okay, so they're not going for the win this turn, but they'll probably have something next turn. Bash the Ragavan, get in some more damage here. Oh, do they have Dismember? They have Dismember, oof. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get rid of the Spelunking this turn. Okay, so we get treasure, and then depending on how their turn goes, have a myriad of different things we can go for. It'll probably be the Phelia. They've got 4 mana right now. Odds are they can get to 6 with the Spelunking. Opponent's thinking about something in upkeep. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's gonna be their 6 mana. Okay, there's the Titan. So now... we let them have Titan, they get a ton of mana. I think we just Subtlety this. Wish we had another blue card to exile instead, but sometimes you're just working with what you got. They'll still probably be pretty likely to Titan next turn, but depending on what we get off top, we might be able to get rid of the Spelunking or find something else. Phlage isn't exactly what we're looking for here. Couldn't imagine what we could find from their deck that would get rid of Spelunking. I think we're in a position where we just gotta hope that they don't have it. Again, if they go for the Aftermath Analyst Loop, we do get to Surgical Extraction. Opponent again thinking an upkeep. Oh. Oh, that's right, they don't have the green mana this turn. Okay. We might be in a better position than I'd originally thought. I think I may have misclicked a bit wrong there. Not the end of the world, though. At least hopefully not. So we missed out on 2 damage there. So the opponent needs to top deck a green source. Alright, let's see if the opponent found a green land or a green source. Okay, they didn't find the green source, so we're going to game 3. I'm gonna try out the Obsidian Charmaws in this game. So whenever you think about it, they do have a lot of lands that tap for colorless, more than you would originally think. And it's gonna be better than some of our other draws. Like Quantum Riddler's just putting on maybe a little bit more pressure. Able to warp in, cycle. But Obsidian Charmaw could put them far enough behind on lands that they stumble for another turn or two. It's what you really got to do against these Amulet players. You got to make them keep stumbling. This hand... It's really not him. Like, we do get Solitude for the first time in the matchup. Solitude's pretty darn good against them. But the rest of the hand is, like, we're really just not doing anything. Okay, this hand is something. We can Force of Negation, pitch Quantum Riddler. We can Prismatic Ending one of the amulets that they play. They have Ghost Vacuum, which isn't the most important thing here. Not yet anyways, it's just here to stop Aftermath, Analyst Loop. And I think for now, we kind of just want to prioritize maybe keeping the lands. I might eat those words if we start just top decking back-to-back lands, but about to see here. Okay, there's Amulet, so we will just go grab a white source. Let's go white, red. And let's just go ahead and Prismatic Ending that. And let's see if the opponent has another one. Okay, they're just gonna Simic Growth Chamber this turn. Granted, we have pretty much no acceleration of our own. So we could Quantum Riddler this turn, see if we could draw into something. But we're looking about as deep just by being able to Surveil, so I'm just going to pass it back. We'll Surveil during their end step. And this way we also get to keep Force Negation up in case they go for Spelunking. Yeah, at this point we're trying to find Ragavan, Phelia, some creature where we can start putting on some pressure against the opponent. Yep, and here they go for the Spelunking. So just keep them from ever being able to put in their lands untapped. Let's... Meticulous Archive. Okay, there's a Ragavan. We do need to put on some kind of pressure here. So unfortunately I can't dig for more hate pieces quite yet. Okay, there's an Urza Saga out of the way. Back to the opponent. And eventually they might just be able to get to their 6 lands and not even need to have untapped sources. Ooh, okay. There is an Amulet of Vigor. Let's see what the opponent makes happen here. Icetill Explorer, Spelunking. Green Sun Zenith X equals 3. Okay, I'll allow it. Oh, and they grab 6. Our Lightning Bolt is just out of range to hit that. Honestly, Not bad, we'll keep it. And here we can dash Ragavan if they block Lightning Bolt and get rid of 6. Hurts to 2 for 1, but I think getting the 6 out of the way is more important. But in all likelihood, they probably won't block. And if they don't block, then we shock in the Steam Vents and we get to hold up Subtlety. Let's see, opponent's thinking. Do they block this Ragavan? They do. Okay, so let's see if they hit 6 mana next turn. Five mana. Scape Shift. Okay, they're definitely going to have more than enough mana. Okay, 2 cards left in hand. Probably about to see a Titan here. Summoner's Pact. Aftermath Analyst. I get to go for Aftermath Analyst now. Oh, and they get the Urza's Cave, which lets them go for Shifting Woodland, which lets them go for Infinite. And at this point, every loop, they just get to search off a land with Urza's Cave. They grab Teleria West, grab whichever lands they need. So they can grab Teleria West, a bounce land, plus pretty much whatever else they need. They're going to put a Titan into play, mirror pull it an infinite number of times, make an infinite number of Titans, attack for infinite. They've got it here. Alright, GG opponent, GG. Alright, we're in our next match. We're on the draw. I'm not sure what we're playing against. This hand's a little weak. We'll keep this one chucking Consign Ephemerate to bottom, so we have Solitude, Ephemerate, or we can go for Phelia, Blink, Fable. Depends on the matchup here and how aggressive they are. Okay, it's Meal. So I think we are just going for maximum damage here as quick as possible. Ooh, and then now we get to Quantum Riddler with Belly instead. Yeah, we'll just put that on top. Another crab, fetch, mill us for a ton. No, okay. Just gonna mill us for 6 here. Oh, I forgot leaving anything on top is just not changing anything for us. Which I guess it's one less card that we mill. Surveillance are a lot worse against mill. That's okay. We've still got Phelia. We've got... let's just try to not search for as long as possible. So we got Phelia into Fable. We can blink that, get an extra Fable token each turn. We'll have a ton of mana. And our life total, we can shock as much as we want to. Our life total is not important in this matchup. Mills for another 6. And honestly, if they mill over Phlage at any point, we also just get to go for Phlage. Oh, they Surgical our Solitude, so they get a free card out of hand. Oh, man. Yeah, the Solitude isn't giving us the world's most value anyways. Sooner or later, they're going to run out of lands, and then the Hedron Crab's just not doing anything. It's interesting that they see that we're a Jeskai deck, and they don't hold the Surgical Abstraction until they see a Phlage. This does let them see our hand, so now maybe if they have a Drown in the Lock, they hold it over doing anything else. Or maybe they're going for Tishana's Hideous Laughter and they just want a high CMC card out of the grave. Okay, Jace. Splash in the Phelia. Or we'll actually go for Steam Vents here. Again, life total doesn't matter that much here. We could go ahead and just blink the Hedron Crab, get rid of Jace. It's actually, I think, what we're going to go for here. Okay, opponent's got 5 cards in hand. We've got about half of our library left. Debating if we even want to Fable away our lands here. Okay, another crab. And a Shelldock Isle, which they'll be able to activate next turn. Oh, Fatal Push on our Phelia. Okay, yeah, now we need to look for more gas. Okay, speaking of gas, we can actually play that, like, right now. Yeah, so we'll discard Phlage, Meticulous Archive. Oh, I hope I have a land left. I'm not even sure if I have a land left. Okay, thank goodness. And we go for Phlage. One of the crabs. Move in on the attack. We want to hit the one with higher toughness just so they have to sacrifice this one if they want to block. Or before they would have been getting to block freely. And really what we might do here is just go ahead and Lightning Bolt the crab if they don't block. Yeah, let's just go ahead and bolt the crab. This is the point where the opponent started running a little low on resources. Oh, they've been a Fractured Sanity. Interesting. Figured they would have wanted to leave that on top to be able to cycle it away, mill some more cards. Because they have enough mana to do pretty much whatever it is that they want to do. Oh, okay. Forget what I said about them being low on resources. Visions of Beyond, Ancestral Recall. Another crab. They're going to Shelldock Isle. Let's see what they're casting for free here. Oh, they choose not to cast it? Interesting. Okay. Now let's just go in on the attacks. Make sure they can't block with the Hedron Crab. We're 1 damage off winning with the Ephemerate. Okay, mills us 14 with the Fractured Sanity. Yeah, 8 cards left. Alright, what do they have under Shelldock Isle? Ooh, Archive Trap. Yep, okay. Oh, actually, we can Ephemerate and then honor upkeep. Okay, no, they don't have it yet. Because the Ephemerate will trigger again an upkeep. Oh, but you know what? Our Phlage won't be around. Yeah, nothing we could do there. So let's see. On the flip, bring in the Mystical Disputes. Bring in a Force of Negation. That's probably all we need to bring in against them. Wrath of the Skies, the difference is minimal. In fact, I think it's one of the first cards to get cut here. We're just trying to throw on as much interaction as possible. Or as much speed, really. We'll cut some of the higher costed stuff. Even though they are a control deck, Teferi is not like the most important part of this. Wow, no creatures! We'll keep this one, putting Consign to memory on the bottom. And I guess we'll just have to use our fetch lands. Try to dig us into something if they don't mill us. But I'm not worried about countering that because we just grab an Elegant Parlor here and deal with it anyways. We're looking for something better here. Solitude's just going to be too slow. Yeah, and they were going to get to mill us anyways. Okay, let's just cast this. Make sure they can't mill us too much. Then just pass it back to them. Ooh, next turn we actually get to haste the Phlage. We actually can't counter that because it's just the triggered ability off of cycling Fractured Sanity. Next turn we'll get to counter something here. Oh, do we still have Steam Vents? Because we need to go for a Steam Vents. Okay, we still have Steam Vents. So opponent's thinking about what to do here. Okay, and they're gonna destroy the other land. Oh, do we have a basic? Okay, we got the plains. And then we grab a... Just grab a Steam Vents. Make sure that they can't archive us again this turn if they have it. Okay, they don't. Alright, let's see what we can make happen here. Hopefully we're making a lot of damage happen. Really what we want to do is get rid of the creatures. We're getting to attack for a whopping 12 here if they let it happen. Okay, got the opponent from 20 to 8. Half of our library left. Now, whatever they mill us for this turn is just what they're going to mill us for. I think they've got to either completely mill us out this turn, or they have to do something to deal with the Phlage. Okay, I was really hoping they'd do that during our turn. This is why you exile as many creatures as possible, so they gain less life off of the Crypt Incursion. Okay, we like that. It's a bit more damage on them. We'll play the Teferi here. Just draw another card and tell the opponent go. And we'll Mystical Dispute if they play any blue spells that would mill us for a lot. Okay, that's fine. Don't think we have any lands left. Nope. I guess this is just to prevent them from finding a Fatal Push for the Phlage. Or did they already have it? They already had it. What you gonna do? Oh, well, what you do is you just try to go for the win. Deal with the damage, Ephemerate the Phlage. And damage to the face. Alright, there we go. And we're getting into game 3. I think we just run it back. We're gonna be on the draw for this last one. Again, a lot of control, but no way to really deal with the opponent. But they're going to give us a Phlage eventually. So we're just having to hope that they give us the Phlage that we want. Okay, and there's a Phelia. So that'll go a long ways. The opponent does have a lot of answers to Phlage, though. They've got Surgical Extraction, they've got Extirpate, they've got Crypt Incursion. A good number of ways to deal with it. Okay. Let's grab a white-blue Surveil land, Meticulous Archive. Okay, we'll put it on top. They might archive trap us. They're going to at some point anyways. Yeah, there's the archive trap. And there's a Phlage. So if they try to do anything to get rid of the Phlage, we just have to counter it. Yeah, but it's a black way. Yeah, so not much we can do about that. Is what it is. It's unfortunate that we drew a second Phelia. Okay, that's interesting. Let's shock this in. We'll warp in the Quantum Riddler. Sorry about that, guys. Just broke real quick there. The opponent took a while to think about what they were going to do there. But all that happened was we warped in the Quantum Riddler, we attacked, blinked the Quantum Riddler, and here we are. They're just cycling the Fractured Sanity. We're down to 26 cards in the library. Opponent still has 17 life. We've just got a handful of consigned memories. That's fine. We've got another Phelia in hand. Man, they let it get all the way back around to us. So we'll attack for 4, and then depending on what they do, we can consign the memory things, we can mystical dispute things, probably flash in Phelia on their end step. They want to get this, that's fine. Just grab an island. Yeah, that's fine. Well, they attempt to end the Floodmar Quantum Riddler. It's actually not too big of an issue if they do. Okay, so let's think about this. We could either counter it with Mystical Dispute, or save the Mystical Dispute and Warp plus Consigned Memory the trigger. I think I'm fine with that. Missing out on some damage, but oh well. Let's just counter the warp trigger. Gives us something to do with this massive mystical disputes we have. Or it gives us something to do with the consigned memories. We've still got 2 mystical disputes. Okay, they're trying to go for another blue source. That actually works fine for me, because then I get to flash in Phelia here. Assuming I have another blue source. Oh man, that's all of my lands. Okay. Well, except for those kinds of lands. However, we are really hurt on blue mana here, which is not where we want to be. Alright, we're on the beatdown strategy. Let's see if we can get there. Attacking for 6 a turn, so we've got a 3-turn clock right now, which just got a little bit worse. Yeah, not much we can do about Fatal Push. Alright. So our clock just got a bit slower. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand, though. We're holding up counter magic. There's really no reason to play the Scalding Tarn. So we don't have any more lands, right? So we used an Arid Mesa last turn. Yeah, so we should have been able to get pretty much any land off of that. Alright, just attacking for 4 over and over again. Okay, we love that the opponent fetches it. Lets us go a turn quicker here. We can even hardcast Mystical Dispute without it even going down, so if they do have some kind of board wipe, we can still answer that. Visions of Beyond, I think, is worth countering. Oh, but they just have enough mana to be able to pay for it. Okay, they get their Visions of Beyond. Now we have a handful of cards to worry about. Surgical Extraction Ephemerate, that's fine with me. I do get to see our hand now. Makes me feel like they're about to try to do something to the Quantum Riddler. Oh, they Mystical Dispute. Okay. Yeah, because they're about to be out of our hand anyways, we'll cast them. This forces them to either tap out or just let us keep our last Mystical Dispute. They let us keep our last Mystical Dispute. We might just haste in the Solitude here, but then we don't have the Mystical Dispute. Oh boy. It doesn't change our clock, so maybe we won't. Alright, opponent, what you got? You gotta mill me out or get rid of the Quantum Riddler. Or I guess gain a ton of life. They try to take our last mystical dispute in hand. Doesn't change anything for us one way or the other. If we cast it, we're just out of it anyways. Alright, well, has one card left in hand. And it's a Crypt Incursion, so they're going to be gaining a lot of life off of this. Okay, how much life? Up to 19. It's up to 1, right? Yeah. So I guess... just splash this in. I don't know if it's worth doing anything with that. I guess we can uptick it to Prismatic Ending. But I don't think it's worth drawing here. I think we're trying to conserve our life total as much as possible. We just need 2 more turns against them. 4-3, 4-3. Yeah, we're attacking for 14 over the course of 2 more turns. Okay, the Hedron Crab. We'll just Prismatic Ending that. Alright, they need a way to mill us off top, or a way to get rid of the Quantum Riddler. Alright, what'd you top deck, opponent? How did they get there? I'll cycle Fractured Sanity. Going to counter this triggered ability here. So they don't mill us to the 4, they just cycle it away. This makes it so that way an archive trap doesn't get us. And there we go. It was a long match, but we got there. Alright. Alright, we're in our next match. We're on the draw, and we will have to take a mulligan here because no lands. Boy, it's not great, but I think we gotta keep it. And we'll just put back Redundant Phlage. So we kind of have no action until turn 3 right now. Opponents on some Tron variant because they've got Devourer of Destiny. We are playing 4 mainboard Consign to Memory though, so maybe that'll do something for us. The Wrath of the Skies is doing nothing for us. Alright, the opponent didn't want Vexing Bauble, Malevolent Rumble, or Devourer of Destiny. So they're already at 4 mana. Are they going to Kozilek's command during our instep to get to 7 mana during their next turn? Looks like it. This is the neutron, y'all. Eldrazi Temple, Ugin's Labyrinth, spawn with Kozilek's command plus another land. That's your 7 mana right there. Who needs the Urza lands? Oh man, they scry 2 to top. Prismatic Vista is almost making me feel like this might be something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sowing Mycospawn. Oh, there goes our blue mana. Yeah, nothing we can do about that. Yeah, this is gonna put us way far behind this match now. Opponent grabs another Eldrazi Temple. There's our Consign to Memory, a little late. And we drew all of our basics except for the island. I think this game might be chopped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The opponent's got up to 8 mana at their disposal. At this point, all I can do is hope to slow them down. Another Sowing Mycospawn. We are gonna be so far behind in this one, y'all. Yeah, they're just gonna be able to get back their Devourer next turn. Yeah, if we don't top deck land here, I think we just concede. We're just gonna be too far ahead. Or they're gonna be too far ahead. And they just grab another forest. Yeah. Just this way we just keep them from knowing some about our deck. The Obsidian Charmaws come in here. Wrath of the Sky's out. Pretty much all of these go out. And we'd probably just bring in a Force of Negation. Call it there. Subtlety just buys us a little bit of time, but nothing super important. Yeah, let's run it like that. Alright, we're on the play for this one. Honestly, I see Ragavan, Consign to Memory. Yeah, it's a keeper to me. Okay, and they get to start off with the Gemstone Caverns. Shock on the Sacred Foundry, cast Ragavan, say go. And then next turn, we'll probably just play Fable. And then we get to hold up Consign to Memory for the turn after that. Unless the opponent's planning on dismembering here. Okay, no, they let us hit. And we just see Ugin's Labyrinth. I think we're probably safe to just try to apply more pressure here with the Fable. This opponent's only got 2 mana now. They could go up to a maximum of 4, likely. I don't think they're casting anything significant enough to consign to memory on 4. Alright, nothing yet. Ooh, another consign to memory. We will use the ability to get rid of these, try to find even more relevant things. Now we're probably going to get a couple treasuries. I think we're going to be pretty secure for this game for the most part. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're not anywhere near that Emrakul yet. Thought I'd check though. The question is, do we want to go for a Fable of the Mirror Breaker here? And then we're still holding up Consign to Memory. Honestly, I think we just ship it to the opponent. So we're not looking to loot away anything from our hand next turn anyways. We're pretty happy with our hand right now. Oh, nothing under the Ugin's Labyrinth. What is the opponent working with? Looks like they're going for selling Mycospawn, maybe? And let's just grab... Knowing that they have the Ghost Quarter, we want to try to not grab our basics quite yet. Ooh, a Phlage. So we're attacking for 6 here. We should have lethal next turn. I was supposed to cast this Fable here. Not the end of the world. We hit for 6, and we've got 8 on board for next turn. We can counter whatever they play here. And then again, I think we just counter whatever the opponent plays here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Alright, there we go. We got game 2. Now we just need to get there on game 3. Yeah, so I really like the Fables there. We'll keep the Fables in. Put 2 Teferi for 2 Subtlety. Yeah, hand would be great with lands, but we have no lands, so we've got a mulligan. That's still not something we want to see. Yeah, we'll have to keep it. So we gotta find white, blue... Oh, goodness. Yeah, we still need another land. The Arena of Glory isn't exactly what we're looking for here. Keep this. Putting these 2 to bottom. Opponent's also going to 5 here. There's a consigned memory at least. Okay, Malevolent Rumble. Not much we can do about that. Ooh, they got some good stuff in here. Redundant Trinispheres. This might let us in on what they're trying to go for. So they keep the World Breaker. And we're just gonna Meticulous Archive, try to find another land. Okay. We'll keep it. And we'll ship it back to the opponent. I don't think they have anything that we're going to want to consign next turn, so we'll probably just Phelia during their instep, Quantum Riddler during our turn, and then consign to memory whatever they play during the next turn after that. Okay, there's the Ugin's Lab. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Oh boy. Okay, we might be countering here. Yeah, we're gonna have to counter here. Oh, and they're still gonna get a land. Or maybe not. Maybe we just keep them from getting land. And us from losing land. So we're gonna want blue-red here. Steam Vents? Yeah, it's rough. They've got 3 triggers here. But we just Phlage next turn. This one's going to target. So this one's got that. So yeah, we'll get this one here. Hopefully all of that's clicked correctly. Okay, we did click through it correctly. Do we even Phlage here? How much do we care about it? Probably a little less now that we just consigned the memory. Yeah, we're okay if they hit us for 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could go for another Sowing Myco spawn if they have it, but they've only got 2 cards left in hand. Malevolent Rumble? Yeah. Okay, let's see what they take off the Malevolent Rumble. Opponent's thinking hard about it. They want another land. Do they want the World Breaker? Don't think Vexing Bobble's the most necessary for them here. But maybe they even want to just take the Vexing Bobble to try to cycle into something that they're looking for. Okay, they do end up taking the Vexing Bobble here. Oh, we get a land. Question's now if we want a Solitude to try to draw an extra card off the Quantum Riddler, but I'm wanting to say we're inclined not to. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, we can still just consign whatever they play. Having consigned a memory in hand just lets you go for stuff so freely. You can always blink the spawn next turn if it's that important. Okay, 7 mana, what you got, opponent? Alright, that's a pretty good one to counter. Let's grab, so we need white, so we got red, red, white, we need something white, we got a lot of, we got 2 blue, 2 red. Do we just go for the plains here? I just realized last turn, Evoking Solitude, not that great of a play anyways. Okay, here we could go for Phlage. Hit the Sowing Microspawn, dash Ragavan. I kind of want to keep the Ragavan on the board, but I want to keep the Arena of Glory open. But I also want to have less cards in hand for Quantum Riddler to draw more next turn. And I want my cake and to eat it too. Yeah, maybe we just play the Ragavan this turn. Nah, I think we hit him. Okay, let's go fetch. Just grab a... So we probably want to grab a dual land in case they do Ghost Quarter us. Red, red. Hit the Sowing Microspawn. Dash the Ragavan. I think this is letting us get through the maximum amount of damage, so we'll have a better shot next turn. And then, depending on what they play, we might just be able to Solitude whatever they play. When it has 6 mana. Okay, 4 for Ice-Till Explorer. And play Prismatic Vista from Graveyard. Try to find Ghost Quarter to get rid of the Arena of Glory. I think that would be my plan if I was the opponent. Or they might be thinking about trying to cycle away the Vexing Bauble. Okay, they just play the Wastes. And a Forest, so they've got 4 mana again. Okay, this is gonna be pretty big here. So red, red, white, white. Oh, do we not have enough mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should have enough to do both of them. Blue, so let's... Alright, and we're back with the last match. We are on the play. We are going to keep this one. It's a little sketchy to keep it, but I have faith that we'll draw into another land. As long as the Ragavan stays alive, we get another treasure, then we can Quantum Riddler to find or try to dig for another land. The opponent's taking a mulligan. Oh, and they've got a companion. What's their companion? Kahira. So we're likely playing against control here. The Teferi will be pretty good for. Let's go red-blue for Steam Vents. Cast the Ragavan and pass it on to the opponent. On Cavern of Souls, naming elemental. Okay, maybe we're just playing against elementals. Interesting. Flamekin Harbinger, they get to tutor up an elemental and put it on top. Grabbing a Thunderkin Awakener. Okay. Haste whenever attacks, choose one, yada yada yada. Okay, unfortunately blocker here, we're gonna have to Solitude that. But I am trying to find another land, so I'm not gonna consign this Solitude. If we get there, Thunderkin Awakener. Land? Oh, okay. We're gonna be a bit behind this match. Okay. The Voice of Resurgence. Land, please. Okay, the land's not even doing us a lot here. Yeah, just put it in tapped. We don't even want to consign to memory anything that they could do. Yeah, the mulligan probably would have been right here. What do they got? Whenever it enters, deals 6 damage to target creature. Okay. Or sorry, whenever it leaves, it deals 6 damage to target creature. Well, it's gonna happen. Interesting deck from the opponent, though. Elementals in Modern. Oh, interesting that they didn't attack. Maybe they're expecting another Phlage. Still not out of the game yet. But we do need our third land to play our Teferis, our Phlages, things like that. Okay, if they have a Thunderkin Awakener here, and they get to return the Spike Bellows. Okay, we're getting hit for a lot of damage here then. So we're about to take 9. Put us down to 8. Oh, it has to deal the damage, okay. But dealt with their Voice of Resurgence for us. And then they just get to bring it back next turn. Okay, yep, that's game 1 over. Probably should have taken the mulligan. Just not seeing lands is pretty unfortunate. They seem pretty low to the ground. Have a little bit of reliance off the graveyard. Subtlety wouldn't be the worst, but I don't think it's quite the best either. Sign of Memory still does something in this matchup, but not enough. The Ragavans aren't exactly premium here. And maybe 3 Wrath is too much. Let's see what we can do. Hindsight, a lot of their lands actually tap for colorless. Obsidian Charmaw might not be the worst. but it's not like hurting them on lands is going to do much after they get a couple down. Yeah, we'll keep that. It's got ability to destroy whatever they play turn 1. We can flash in a Phelia turn 2. Blink the Quantum Riddler turn 3. Oh, Aether Vial, okay. Let's grab our Meticulous Archive here. Into the graveyard it goes. After our third land, we're typically somewhat comfortable. Oh, do we want to go ahead and Prismatic Ending the Aether Vial? I don't think it's going to matter that much. We'll leave it be. I think I really just want to Fable Phelia Quantum Riddler as quickly as possible. Okay, another Aether Vial. Okay, we'll need something red. Actually, we might just go for Mountain here. And let's go ahead and Prismatic Ending the Vial. Probably gonna put a Harbinger in. Yep, there's the Flamekin Harbinger, so they get to pick what they draw. A Voice of Resurgence, okay. Got a pretty big creature right now. They're one thing whenever it leaves the battlefield, the Evoke card. Could still deal with the Quantum Riddler. Okay, there we go. We got game 2. And then for game 3... just run it back. A lot of their stuff has haste. I don't know if we're getting that much out of Teferi. Obsidian Charmaw seems almost free. On the draw for game number 3, honestly, I see Solitude Ephemerate I keep in this matchup. I think we can really slow play it here. And I put the Vesper Lark. Okay, leaves the battlefield. Return target creature with power 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's interesting. Let's just play the land and say go. Okay, there's a Thunderkin Awakener. I think we might just wait till they even get third creature out. Yeah, let's just wait till they get third creature out to even try to go for the Solitude Ephemerate. Get as much value out of it as we can. Well, they didn't attack with the Thunderkin Awakener. Really scared of a Ragavan for some reason. Well, speaking of Ragavan, let's put him into the graveyard. And just land go. The opponent will probably play creature number 3 next turn, and then we get to just Solitude Ephemerate. Oh, Birthing Ritual. Was not expecting Birthing Ritual. Does that... Yeah, I think we go ahead and get rid of both of them now. Well, I guess let's let it get to the end step. Okay, now we'll Solitude. Solitude, pitch Celestial Purge. Ephemerate or Solitude. Oh, they have their own Solitude. Wow, okay. Okay, we might not be as in a good as position as I thought we would be. That is actually terrifying. Thunderfalls or Meticulous Archive. We'll go for the Meticulous Archive here. Don't really need more lands. Okay, yeah. We just get gut. Oh, it's only got one card left, though. They did Solitude, pitch Solitude. Okay, what are they gonna find with the Harbinger? I go for a Voice of Resurgence, okay. Bit unfortunate that was. Play the Arena of Glory. Warp the Quantum Riddler. Okay, Wrath the Skies next turn is actually going to be pretty good. Yeah, we just pass it to the opponent. And so we Wrath next turn for X equals 2, and then we can either Solitude or Quantum Riddler during the next turn after that. They're not attacking. Okay. This Wrath is looking a little less good with them having double voice. I think we're still just fine with it. Let's just grab a basic. Okay, Voice of Resurgence. Pretty good against Wrath of the Skies. I think they should still have the Vesper Lark in hand. Yeah, they do. So they evoke it, get back, presumably Flamekin Harbinger? Yeah. Flamekin Harbinger Search. So we know they're gonna have Risen Reef next turn. And they're attacking for 6. Pretty decent amount. Okay. Let's go grab a basic. And then the question now is, do we go Quantum Riddler? Quantum Riddler is a pretty good blocker. Yeah, let's just Quantum Riddler. Okay, Prismatic Ending is a pretty good card here. Okay, so we know they're going to play Risen Reef. And let's see whether they find land or other card. They find a land. Horizon Canopy, okay. Oh, its deck list is fire, okay. No great reason for them attack. We just block one of their elemental tokens. And then I guess they force through 4 damage, so it's up to them whether they want to sacrifice an elemental token, deal 4 damage to us. Okay, so I think we Solitude the Risen Reef, Prismatic Ending one of the tokens here. Getting a little low on life total. They can always just add Kahira to hand next turn too. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now. And then we gotta start getting in on the attacks at some point. I think I'd even be willing to trade Solitude with the elemental token if I have to. Okay, they just draw another land. Likely adding Kahira to hand. Or maybe they cycle with the... Okay, they cycle with the Horizon Canopy. And they add the Kahira to hand. Okay, if they attack here... Okay. So... we Prismatic Ending the Flamekin, dash the Ragavan, attack all. And then, yeah, Ragavan's just trading with the elemental token, but I think I'm fine with that. All right, and we are back again. Again, we got a 4-1 in this league. We will absolutely take it. Great deck. I see why it performed so well at the RC. Our only loss was to Amulet Titan. And I still think it's a very winnable matchup for the deck. They've got a lot of ways to interact. I think we're just a little short on it in our games. Games went a little longer than we'd hoped. Maybe we didn't put on enough pressure. But all in all, the deck performed really well. If you want to play the deck for yourself, the deck list is down in the description as well as the mocks field. If you have any suggestions for what to play in the next video, post it down in the comments below. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.